Anyone's Game contains a little profanity and a lot of spoilers. You've been warned.
You're right.
All right.
You fell over. Good.
Yeah, I was trying not to fall this way
Well, you succeeded.
because there's
You
a couple
had-
buckets of chips, a box, a controller, a table. It just
Coulda-
would have been really bad. This
Case
way,
of
at
the
least there's a bed.
vapors.
You fell over. You got the whole camera set up. That really just needed
Yeah, just fall over the camera feed cuts.
Oh.
Charlie's camera feed cuts. Here are today's judges, Charles Redding and TJ Pownall. On the Fantasy Tournament Game Show where anything can happen, anyone can win, and you never know who will show up next. It's anyone's game!
Hooray! Woohoo! We are back.
I'm your host, Rob Bourgeois. Let's take this wheel for a walk.
In today's battery, our judges chose 10 of the 20 available options. They've already been loaded onto the wheel, and their points will be tallied as their opponents arrive.
So-
Right.
One at a time, you're going to get a list of 4 characters, teams, or celebrities. Pick the one you want to see compete. The rest get tossed aside into the cauldron of maybe next time, which already has a few people in it because we did the battery first.
Ew.
Yeah. If you don't know who any of them are, don't like them, or just don't want to pick them, then you can ditch up to 3 times per draw. So you start with 4, then you get 3, you double ditch for 2, and last ditch for 1 final character. You're not quite stuck with them necessarily, because each of you has an eject button. You can only use it for your last ditch.
Sir,
Yeah.
I may have moved without my eject button.
Here, give me a second.
Do we have any replacement eject buttons?
Yeah. Alright, I got it.
Oh.
Eject button.
Nope!
Once your character's chosen, we spin this wheel and we stick them wherever it lands. Our previous champion, King T'Challa of Wakanda, is currently sitting at the top of the wheel. He will be our 32nd and final competitor of the day. To demonstrate the process of picking a character, I will do that now. I have Carver Descartes from The Weekenders, Conan from Conan the Barbarian, Dave Lister from Red Dwarf, or Winston Zedmore from Ghostbusters. I would like to pick Carver, but I don't think anyone else knows who he is. So I'm going to pick Lister.
Interesting.
So I give that a spin. And he goes right here to await an opponent. Before we actually get into the point where we have contests, let's go over the basic rules of how those work. First, we're assuming that the players want to win, but not necessarily that they need to win. Second, no matter the events of the previous match, we're assuming that the players enter the new match at 100%. Any injuries or death have been healed and they're ready to go again. They do, however, retain memories of previous matches. Third, players who are known for carrying gear at all times will have their standard loadout for all contests. You'll get to argue about what that means later. Fourth, characters who cheat get disqualified. We always catch them. Rendering the contest moot, like teleporting out of an escape room or punching someone in chess, counts as cheating. And fifth, players are given 4 hours of preparation time before each match, during which they are explained the rules in a way they would understand. Whether they have any interest in the contest after that is another matter. So any questions about the rules?
All
I
good.
just- I hate getting punched in the chest.
Yeah, getting punched in the chest really sucks.
Punched in the chest.
Yeah.
Uh,
Checkmate, motherfucker. Charlie, you've got Bumblebee from Transformers, Dr. Victor Frankenstein from Frankenstein, Blythe the Half-Wolf from Elden Ring, or Will Robinson from Lost in Space.
We'll do Dr. Victor Frankenstein.
All right. Almost a match, but not quite.
what are you laughing at? I don't get it. What?
I don't know either. Charlie's just sitting over there, slowly losing his shit.
Did you finally get the meat joke?
I need a minute.
What is happening?
It's just Frankenstein.
You think it's something kind of dumb and funny, and you try to hold it back, and that makes it even worse. And then you get to the hysterical laughter because you're just trying not to laugh.
Oh, now's the
The
time.
suspense builds.
This better be good.
Really not. Okay, it was just my brain was ripping off the punch in the chest joke.
Okay.
The fact that I'm laughing now, it makes it worse. And I just thought it's better than being. I swear it's not that good. It's just better than being kicked in the queenus.
That is so bad. Oh.
Good night, everybody.
Oh. If you have some other chess-based punching puns, please keep them to yourself. We're gonna die.
Where were we? Oh, yeah.
We were getting kicked in the queenus.
TJ, you've got Plucky Duck from Tiny Toon Adventures, Marzipan from Homestar Runner, The Golden Girls from The Golden Girls, or Max from Flight of the Navigator.
Max has come up a few times for me, and I've never done Max. Let's do Max.
All right,
Max.
There we go. Max versus Lae'zel.
Pew pew.
The contest is juggling.
Pew pew.
Max kind of lacks the appendages necessary to juggle very effectively.
That's
He is
true.
a ship, isn't he?
He does have these weird little sort of fins underneath that sort of allow him to do things, but juggling, I don't think they're that good.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
How dexterous are your ailerons?
Well, Lae'zel is fairly dexterous.
Who is Lae'zel?
She's from. I don't actually know her stats. She's one of the NPC characters you can get from Baldur's Gate 3.
One of the party members you can recruit. Yeah, she's
Right.
kind of a no-nonsense warrior type.
Yeah, I don't think Max really has it.
All right, so it sounds like Lae'zel then.
I think so, yeah.
All right.
She has a dex score at least.
Yeah, she's got a dex score compared with Max's handling score
Right.
because he's a vehicle.
Are we giving
All
them
right.
scores now? Like trump cards?
She's
No.
a D&D character, so she has a score for dexterity.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I was saying Max has a handling score like in Mario Kart.
Oh, okay.
Charlie, you've got Agent K from Men in Black, Miss Piggy from The Muppets, Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, or Sam I Am from Green Eggs and Ham.
That is a good set of choices.
Let's put the champion Miss Piggy up there.
All right, Miss Piggy. TJ, you've got Bobby Generic from Bobby's World, Ridley from Metroid, Odo from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, or Dark Helmet from Spaceballs.
It's a toss-up between Odo and Dark Helmet. But Odo's pretty powerful. I'm going to have to do him.
Okay, Odo. Charlie, you've got Dorothy Gale from The Wizard of Oz, Chester Cheetah from Cheetos, Eleven from Stranger Things, or Queen Elsa from Frozen.
I'm not sure what his abilities would be or what he'd even be up there for, but let's put up Chester Cheetah.
Okay, Chester Cheetah. Chester Cheetah versus Officer Judy Hopps.
At least they kind of fit the same genre.
Interesting.
The contest is ice cream eating.
It's got to be Chester.
Okay, he does have a big gob.
And his career is based on food, at least. And based on
Yeah,
snacks.
big stomach, I imagine.
If there was a Cheeto cheese flavored ice cream, I bet he'd be all about it.
Ugh.
That's true. He's got the insert rest of sentence here. Really didn't have anything for that.
Just kind of like said it and
I just
hoped
wanted
you'd
to
figure
agree.
it out by the time you got to that point in the sentence.
I was a little bit overzealous with my agreement. I hadn't had anything prepared. I agree. Chester Cheetah.
All right. Chester advances.
Although she does know, not martial arts, but she does know how to defend herself. Maybe she could sort of sabotage him by punching him in the Chester.
You're trying to get me going again.
And he could
TJ,
kick
you've
her in the
got
queenus.
Monita from Nintendo Land, Rosalina from Super Mario, DJ from Total Drama, or Herman Munster from The Munsters.
I'm gonna go for Herman Munster.
Okay, Herman Munster. Huh. Things are very evenly spread right now. We've got only one match that has no one in it.
Yes,
Almost suspicious.
almost.
Charlie, you've got Prince Bowser Jr. from Super Mario, Princess Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the Borg Queen from Star Trek First Contact, and Kess from Star Trek Voyager.
I'll do the Borg Queen.
Okay. The Borg Queen. The Borg Queen versus Morn.
Oh no.
Skeet shooting.
Now, the fact that we know very little about Morn, other than all the things that people have said about him, means he's pretty powerful as a character because he's basically a blank canvas.
Well, I mean, there's often the thing about, like, I often go back to his participation in smuggling out information during the occupation.
Good as a is he? I mean, he's good in battle. That's been said. He's a good sparring partner for Worf. If he can be on par with Worf, who has defeated the Borg several times, I think he's pretty good at like I don't know,
Shooting clay pigeons.
shooting clay pigeons, maybe. Yeah, but then I think that's hand-to-hand combat. I don't know. It depends on what Worf's up to.
I think it's got to be the Borg Queen, because you can't really say Morn's necessarily good at anything, but the Queen definitely would be good at that.
Yeah,
It's
I think.
calculation, mathematical.
Yeah, they would have years and years of pew 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 pew.
As the professionals do.
Are the clay pigeons in space? Could they be in space?
Generally, it's not, but I guess it could be. I don't really
So-
see any reason why it
Could they use
would
their
necessarily
ships?
require gravity.
They would both have ships.
No,
That's not skeet shooting.
ships are vehicles.
Yeah, I think she would have enhanced hand-eye coordination, whereas Morn is drunk a lot.
There's that too.
All right, so the Borg Queen then.
Yep.
All right. TJ, you've got Magneto from X-Men, Megamind from Megamind, Princess Unikitty from the Lego Movie, or Jabberjaw from Jabberjaw.
All very evil characters. Magneto.
Okay. Magneto. Magneto versus the Night Mother.
At least she's not magnetic.
Runway walking.
Depends what they dress her up in. And he'd be able to just
Wheel her
glide.
out.
It's, I mean, okay, it would have to be walking. Although Ian McKellen, runway walking, I
You
could
could
see
do
it.
really nice. You
I
would
could
put
see
some
it.
pizzazz into it.
Yeah.
The question is, does Cicero count as part of the Night Mother's kit?
No.
Explain the Night Mother for me. I'm not.
The Night Mother is a character in Skyrim and Elder Scrolls series. She is this a corpse of this woman who is like a saint of the Assassin's Guild. She killed her own children or something like that. She's very like a Medea-like figure, I think.
Okay.
So she's just this corpse that they keep in a box that is still somehow an entity that can whisper to one particular person called the Listener, who basically answers the prayers of people praying for an assassin.
I was going to
she
say
gives
it's a
up-
bit strange to keep a corpse in a box, but that is what we do.
There's a whole one in Skyrim where you're suspicious of someone, so you would try and hide in the Night Mother's coffin with her to listen in on the conversation he's having.
I take
And
it
that's
she's
a
not a very
secret
glamorous
character.
looking corpse.
I'm sure you'll put a picture up, and you'll see that she is indeed not.
That doesn't help me now, though, does it? Oh, that's awful. She looks like a big baked bean. Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
Magneto has always had an aesthetic flair.
Oh,
All his
yeah.
outfits, costumes, you know.
Even when he's in his plastic box and he's got his like white polyester suit, he looks fantastic. It's the
So
evilness.
Magneto then.
Yeah. The evilness has given him a
Alright.
flair.
Magneto versus Thumb wrestling.
Pew pew?
Um,
Can he use his powers to?
Power's coming into play here.
I have one second. I've got to go answer the door.
Sounded like a phone to me.
Sometimes they do.
Come on in.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. At apartment complex, and my dad has one like that.
Oh yeah.
There's literally a phone by the door that people who buzz at the entry ring that phone.
Amazon.
That's amazing.
What was it again? What were we doing?
Thumb wrestling.
Thumb wrestling.
He's gonna be Lae'zel because he's not like physically really super strong.
No, but
Despite
if
the
he can,
heroic build.
if he can control iron on a molecular level inside somebody and sort of gather it, he can control someone's thumb
He's only proven to be able to do that though when
in the
they have been
movie.
given a huge, massive iron supplement.
Yeah. Well, maybe maybe he's playing the long game. Maybe he has, I don't know, special metal birds that he can use to inject iron into people.
I mean, yeah, but
pew-pew.
also, like maybe
Just eat a lot of cornflakes. Yeah, I'll give it to Lae'zel simply because he's not particularly strong physically. I agree.
All right. Sounds like Charlie agrees.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Lae'zel wins. Charlie, you've got Jimmy T from WarioWare, Timber from Diddy Kong Racing, Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, or Sheriff Jack Carter from Eureka.
let's go with Elle Woods.
Elle Woods. Okay. It's all matches from here on.
Hooray!
TJ, you've got Brooklyn from Gargoyles, Noodle from Snake Pass, Team Rocket from Pokemon, or Xander Harris from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Team Rocket.
All right, Team Rocket. That was so close. It was almost Team Rocket versus Skeletor, but instead, it's Team Rocket versus Elle Woods. The game is Bloody Knuckles.
Okay. Elle
They would have
Woods.
lost to Skeletor at that.
Who's Elle Woods?
Elle Woods is from Legally Blonde. She seems like kind of a ditzy blonde in her demeanor, but she's actually really smart.
Right.
And I don't think she'd play this game, honestly.
Might ruin her nails and her knuckles.
I don't know. I don't think she would enjoy the pain or be challenged by it.
This
I
is a
think Team
sweep
Rocket
with Team
would
Rocket there.
So Elle leaves. Jesse wants
Completely.
to play anyway and forces James to play with her.
She would be really like into the game and then get James to do it. It would be a punishment essentially on him.
All right, so Team Rocket then.
Yes. Good.
All right.
Hang on, I've got things coming up on my screen. I don't like that.
Charlie, you've got Dave Seville from Alvin and the Chipmunks, Talkie Toaster from Red Dwarf, Anastasia Tremaine from Disney's Cinderella, or Shan Yu from Disney's Mulan.
Let's go with the toaster. Kind of hope he runs into Lister.
Oh God. No toast.
Talkie Toaster versus Smog the Magnificent in a scavenger hunt.
He must admire Smaug in like so much because he can make his own toast.
Would Smog's enjoyment of owning objects and owning things surpass his annoyance at the toaster?
Howdy doodly do. How's it going? I'm Talkie Toaster, your chirpy breakfast companion.
You know what? I think they might get on.
He'd really only just have to sit on him once.
Yeah.
Flatten him down into a coin shape.
The thing is, even if the objects in the scavenger hunt were all toast and bread shaped products, Smog would still win because Talkie is not, able to actually produce any of those objects himself. He just eats them up.
Well, that's not entirely clear. I don't think he can, no, but it seems to... The way he seems to be able to heat all these different things, I don't see them fitting in a toaster.
Is that even all the stuff he's offering, the onus is still on the person to produce the thing.
This isn't anything to do with the situation at the moment. How does he heat things that don't fit inside him? Is he just insane?
I mean,
of course he's insane. He's Talkie Toaster. What am I
Things
talking
insane.
about? Shut up.
You just slice them down. They fit.
Slice
You
down
can
a
also
muffin.
just set them on top.
Yeah.
Heat rises. Yes. That's why dragons can fly.
Because they're full of hot air.
Yeah, I don't think Talkie can do any of that moving around shit that someone would need for a scavenger hunt. If someone were to pick him up, he wouldn't do it, even if he had that ability to be moved around. It just wouldn't be in his interests.
All right, so Smog then?
Yep.
All right. TJ, you've got George Jetson from The Jetsons, Tarantula from The Bad Guys, Kevin Durand, the actor, or Colonel Kira Nerys from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Now, because I'm an advocate of vehicles being gear, I'm going to go for George Jetson.
Okay. George Jetson versus Mum-Ra. It's a canine agility course.
Okay. Is Mum-Ra
Well-
athletic?
Mumra has two forms. One is this weak, frail old mummy, and the other is
Okay.
this giant, muscle-bound Hulk, He-Man style Hulk.
Okay, let's assume it's that one.
He
And
can
George...
move the sword like with in an anime style, ching 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 ching, and beat through it. But he'd probably also destroy most of it on the way.
Does it necessarily need to survive? As long as he does it?
He'd be taking time penalties for everything he destroyed.
But what if it was after he'd finished? Jing, 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 jing. Stop the
I
clock.
mean, there's no way he's getting through the tunnel.
The time penalties would still apply because they're a result of his actions.
But the damage didn't take effect until after he'd finished his time.
But he did the... No, he already did the damage. It just wasn't
Yeah,
necessarily
but have you watched
exploded
anime?
until afterward.
Have you watched anime? The
have.
way Charlie's saying it is he'd go do the thing, and then it would just be you'd see like him at the like he's facing away from the camera. The obstacle course is like foreground with him in the background, and then they go click, and then it just goes in slow motion. It's not like he spent time like ripping things apart, and that took the time off. It happened afterwards, and so did he actually do the damage?
I'm not sure you'd actually be able to see him going through the obstacles either.
Well, that's just an extra thing for him, isn't it? If he can get through
I'm
the thing
looking
in
at
2
George
seconds.
I'm looking at George Jetson, and I can see a scenario where he took Astro to the dog course or something, and ends up having to be the one who goes through it for some reason. He has no particular personal dignity.
he's
He'd do it.
he's having to
I-
show Astro how to do it himself, and he ends up being like first place in
And
the
then
dog
Astro
show.
is the one who's handing him treats, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Mumra, I'm not sure he'd even want to do it, and if he did, he'd destroy the course in the process.
Yeah, there's no way he's fitting through that tube.
Or he could be a mummy while he's doing it.
Then he wouldn't be able to get through the tube anyway.
Well, if he launches himself, transforms, spins through it, and lands, and then is muscle bound again, then maybe.
I just think his whole thing the course couldn't survive, and I don't think it would be necessarily. I don't think he'd care to make it that timing thing you're talking about. I think it's just for me. It's
I am going for George Jetson, but I have
Right.
these images in my head of how this would work. I don't think the things that you
So
said
sorry.
about the damage because then you'd have to time how long it would take to destroy a thing, and then take that
All
off.
right.
It would just be like vaporized in the power of his presence. Honestly, most of the time.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, actually, hold on a second. I forgot something. There's a twist on this.
What?
So, George Jetson versus Mum-Ra. Canine agility course while wearing Freddy Krueger gloves.
There's not really much of a hindrance, is it? I mean, maybe on all fours, yeah, but that's just going to help you go up
Yeah.
the ramp. Was it?
Right.
The
I don't think it
seesaw, yeah.
Just
Okay.
think Wolverine.
All right, so still George Jetson, but now bleeding a little.
Possibly.
And with a slightly higher time penalty for destroying the tube.
George Jetson versus Smog the Magnificent versus Mum-Ra versus Talkie Toaster. Monopoly.
That's got to be Smaug.
He is very treasure based, isn't he? As all
He is like,
dragons
Mumra-
are.
Mumra's conniving and evil, but so is Smaug, and Smaug is so much a capitalist.
You can't pay for hotels with croissants. I think that's an easy one.
All right. So Smog then.
Smaug.
Smaug.
All right, then
Not even gonna think about
let's
George
also
Jetson.
discuss let's also discuss the twist, shall we? It's Monopoly on a full stomach.
Best way to
No
play
change.
Monopoly, because you could be there for several days. What do dragons eat?
People.
People? Alexa, what do dragons eat?
Good evening, Joe. According to an Alexa Answers contributor,
I don't know.
dragons eat pretty much any animal that crosses their path. However, they prefer larger animals such as cows, pigs, horses, and even elephants.
Elephants, you say? None of those are any pieces on a Monopoly board, so the board's safe.
There is the T-Rex.
T-Rex. On
Yeah,
the Monopoly
that's
board?
one of the... Yeah.
Not in my country. It isn't.
Well, your
Good
country
old-fashioned
doesn't have the real
ships
Monopoly.
and cannons in ours.
In yours, don't they call it Monopoludo or something?
Yeah, Ludopoly.
So you're still saying Smog then?
Yeah. I mean,
It makes it less likely that he'll disqualify himself by eating one of the other contestants.
All right.
anything to get gold. He'd be very disappointed. It's all paper. In fact, he might burn it.
Charlie, you've got Zach and Cody Martin from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Bill Overbeck from Left 4 Dead, Paul Atreides from Dune, or Edward from Edward Scissorhands.
Let's put Muad'Dib up there. Paul Atreides.
Okay. All right, Paul Atreides versus Dr. Victor Frankenstein. Extending a tape measure.
To what? To the death?
Just as far as it'll go.
Right. That usually depends on the tape measure. Are we going to
They have
assume the same
identical
tape,
tape
measure?
measures. Yeah.
Just your turn with this tape measure. Okay.
Paul Atreides is
He's
kind
basically
of superpowered.
royalty, isn't he?
He's not just royalty. He also has like mind control powers. He has super precise control over his body. He's basically a superhuman in a lot of ways.
He does. There is the whole the slow blade penetrates the shield thing. So maybe the slow tape measure stays erect longer.
I mean, that does seem to be true about tape measures, at least.
I think we've uncovered some truth about reality here, but
Yeah.
either way, Frankenstein seems a little brilliant, but not really committed to patience.
I don't think he has a tape measure, because isn't the monster like all sort of misshapen and different sized bits and pieces because of all the different corpses? He's not measuring anything, going right. That's the one we need. That finger. That finger. You know, it's about this long. We're missing all these. We need stuff that's about that long. Oh look, we've got some of these like really long ones that are like that. Yeah, just
Well,
stick
you
them on.
know,
Who cares?
you make
Who
do
cares?
with what you got, even if he can measure it
He
precisely.
only had one graveyard to dig into, so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, he may do. He wasn't measuring anything.
Paul Atreides then.
Paul.
Okay.
Kwisatz Haderach.
Paul Atreides versus the Borg Queen.
Now there's a real contest.
Nice.
Keep talking and nobody explodes.
Interesting.
They can choose who is guiding and who is solving. We've got Paul Atreides and Dr. Victor Frankenstein. And on the other side, we have the Borg Queen and Morn.
I think the Borg
like
Queen
all
would make
science
Morn
fiction
do
in
it.
here.
Like
Yeah,
pretty off-screen competent.
he is. In fact, he probably would have already worked with this particular kind of bomb and would know how to solve it immediately. The Paul and Victor, I think it would be Victor directing and Paul doing, because he's used to dangerous situations, Paul.
I don't think they're very compatible. I think Paul would be very impatient with Victor Frankenstein.
And vice versa.
Yeah, because Victor Frankenstein is very smart, but he's also very uncooperative. Like, you know, he did this whole thing without anybody, ignoring all ethical and safety and legal standards, basically.
Yeah.
And so he really is sort of independent and sees his own way as best. And Paul would be notably better at it, but I don't think they listen to each other very much. Whereas the Borg Queen doing this job would be the height of efficiency.
She would make him do it regardless. That's what she does.
She wouldn't be allowed to assimilate him.
Well, no, but
Not until
she has a concept of cooperation. She's like the only unique Borg, because she is the queen.
Mhm.
She has to think humanly.
The Borg Queen advances, and Morn scores an assist.
TJ, You've got Archimedes, the scientist, a crewmate from Among Us, Captain Planet from Captain Planet and the Planeteers, or Jonathan Carnahan from The Mummy.
I haven't seen Captain Planet up there yet.
All right, Captain Planet.
He's a hero.
Captain Planet versus Skeletor.
He was also what we used to call one of our area managers. He was very round.
Okay. Sock sliding for distance.
I think the only difference they have is one is evil.
Captain Planet can also levitate. That kind of might help.
He can fly, and if he launches himself sockward, perhaps he could make the distance.
Does he also have some control over the weather?
Yeah,
He could
I'd
make it
imagine
slippery.
So.
He can make it slippery. He could also make lightning.
But if he makes it slippery, that means it's going to be wet. If it's wet, socks don't slip very well. Unless it's like dry ice.
But if he makes it like lightning,
Or just ice.
Just ice
then
in
the
general.
static shock zap at the end would be like, I think it focused too much on the static shock.
I mean, he'd survive it. He's
So he
all the
could make
storms
it-
and weathers.
He definitely could make it wet and then icy.
Yeah, it'd
Which
have to be.
wouldn't help
It'd
with
have to be a
socks.
dry ice though. He'd have to be able to like wind it a bit, which he could do. I'm going for Captain Planet here.
I'm not sure. I think his affecting the weather like that would make the socks more effective, but I do think that he would beat Skeletor based on his ability to just straight up levitate.
Does Skeletor even wear socks, shoes? Isn't he
He
like
definitely
barefoot?
wears boots.
Alexa, does Skeletor wear socks?
From wikidot.com. Skeletal demons are the only ones
Not
known to
skeletal
wear clothing
demon. I
on a
mean,
regular
that's
basis.
technically correct. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's canon that it's just his head that's a skull. He doesn't have bony feet. He's got regular feet.
That's not. That wasn't what I was trying to figure out. But yeah, I give it to Captain Planet.
Okay. Now, what if it's sock sliding for distance in a room of chiming clocks? I think Skeletor would go out of his mind.
This feels like a
Make
a
it
twist
stop!
built to screw over Captain Hook.
Yeah, I don't think Captain Planet has the has enough character to really get that annoyed by it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
He's just sort of a generic superhero, and it's actually the kids who have all the like emotion and personality.
Yeah.
Whereas Skeletor really was quite fleshed out, ironically, and yeah, he'd just get really annoyed.
Yeah. I
All
think
right.
so. He didn't
Captain
handle-
Planet then?
Yep.
All right. Captain Planet versus Team Rocket. Portrait painting
Well, maybe
of their previous opponents.
I'm gonna.
So
stick...
Captain Planet is painting a portrait of Skeletor. Team Rocket is painting a portrait of Elle Woods.
I'm gonna go back to what I had previously said. With whenever they're not doing evil, they're usually enjoying it and are usually quite good at it. So I'm gonna go with Team Rocket with this because I feel like they would just thrive in the art department.
I just don't think that's within Captain Planet's wheelhouse, really.
Unless he's like doing it on the planet with storms.
It's not like an Audubon painting, I think it's Team Rocket.
Team Rocket.
Okay.
That win scores Team Rocket 10 points, and Elle Woods gets the assist for 3.
Team Rocket versus Lazelle. Spleef. Red team. Lazelle, Magneto, Max.
Oh,
Mac,
From Flight of the Navigator.
two of them can fly.
and one of them can carry Lazelle.
Ah,
Black team. Jesse, James, Meowth, Captain Planet, Elle Woods.
one of them can fly.
But also probably control the snow.
Yeah, well, if it's is it snow or is it sand?
It's snow because snow blocks don't fall.
Okay.
Although, that would be interesting. Have a set of snow blocks with a set of sand blocks over the top.
They've got more on their team.
If they can put Lazelle on the ship and then have Magneto outside of it, I don't see any way they can lose.
Just like sellotape them to the side of the ship with a shovel. I think the lack of being able to fall. There's got to be a rule here where they can't fly. That sort of doesn't feel in.
Well,
the spirit of the game. If you limit what they can do, then they're not who they are anymore.
Well, Magneto doesn't have to fly.
Let's say that the gravity on anyone who is flying is decoupled.
If the block underneath them is taken away and they would have fallen.
Just if anyone who is flying. So
Right.
they can walk around just fine, but as soon as they lift off the ground, gravity is 10 times what it normally is, and only for them.
Right, so there's a caveat.
So they can fly, it's just going to be exhausting.
Well, Max is a spaceship. Plenty of gravity things going around, so probably used to high gravity, low gravity, all sorts of gravity.
Unfortunately, he's also huge.
Mm.
Because he's
Captain
a ship.
Planet, clues in the name? I mean, not necessarily Earth, just planets.
I think Captain Planet is the best individual competitor here.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think Max just doesn't have the room to maneuver here. I think he's just going to fall in the lava below because there's nowhere he can go to get up to speed.
Mm-hmm.
Team Rocket, they're immediately going in the lava.
Yeah, it's just Captain Planet on the other team.
Magneto, I think his helmet would be too heavy. He'd sink. He'd go. So who have we got? We've got Max and Captain Planet.
We've got Lae'zel
Lae'zel.
and Captain Planet.
It's got to be Captain Planet for me. The flying, even though the gravity would have been increased for him, he takes doesn't he take energy from the planet?
Yeah, kinda.
That's a lot
He
of
has
energy.
limits though.
I think Magneto's ability to move metal would give him an advantage in both saving himself and the machine and Max. Because he can lift, massive asteroids. But at the end of the day, you just can't be Captain Planet on a game that's based on natural elements too.
So we're going black team here.
Planet.
All right.
Yeah. So
All right, so Captain Planet wins it for the black team, which means Team Rocket advances.
Lucky, as usual.
Alrighty.
they always survive.
Charlie, you've got Arsène Lupin III from Lupin III, Bill from Schoolhouse Rock, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from Christmas, that little indie day,
Christmas in general.
or Mr. Peanut from Planters Peanuts.
I think it's time for our first ditch of the day.
Here is your ditch. Betty Cooper from Archie, Milo Thatch from Atlantis the Lost Empire, or Gandalf from The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, let's do Gandalf.
Okay,
Gandalf.
Gandalf. Gandalf versus Miss Piggy.
I knew this was going to be against Miss Piggy.
Ice cream scoop stacking.
Magic?
Not really his kind of magic.
Not really, no.
I think he'd be doing this straight with no magic. And I think his advantage is that he's much more patient than Miss Piggy.
He does have a longer lifespan.
Miss Piggy, for all of her impatience, is still quite competent. She's fairly graceful and, dexterous.
I would see an ice cream very similar to a skyscraper, sort of wiggling its way up, just sort of Jim Henson style comedy. I think it's her. I don't
think
even
it's
think
Gandalf.
he knows what ice cream is.
Maybe not, but I don't think he has to. I think she'd get mad at him over something and end up karate chopping her cone and him.
Although, actually, come to think of it, he's taller.
They are allowed to set the cone in a holder and climb a ladder if necessary. And the ladder will extend as high as they need it to go.
I see.
Plus his hands are not on rods. That makes him a little more dexterous.
That's a good point. Yeah. I'll give it
Talking
to
about the
Gandalf.
character, Miss Piggy, not the
I'm going to give it to Gandalf.
not the puppet.
Even if
without the
Gandalf's
rod.
hands were on sticks, he'd still be able to do it.
All right, Gandalf. TJ, you've got Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold, Mr. Harriman from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Tiny Kong from Donkey Kong 64, or Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I don't like any of them. Ditch, please.
All right, TJ, here is your ditch. The Brickster from Lego Island, Vinny Gambini from My Cousin Vinny, or Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers.
Ditch.
Okay, here is your double ditch. Fix-It Felix Jr. from Wreck-It Ralph, or Krillin from Dragon Ball Z.
Go on, go put Krillin in there.
All right, Krillin. Krillin versus Commissioner Jim Gordon. Trick or treating.
Now, that might trigger him, because isn't like half the people all the enemies in Batman have got their goons, and they all look like really bad, like trick-or-treaters. He might just kick off, because anytime he sees anybody in a trick-or-treat outfit, he'd just go full police mode.
Oh, like PTSD almost.
Yeah.
Also, Krillin would probably just like get to all of the houses really quickly. He
Yeah.
could practically teleport.
I'm not sure if James Gordon would have a reaction like that, but he certainly would not be super enthusiastic about going around getting candy. It's not really his bag.
I feel like that's Krillin's bag. He likes that,
All right,
being a kid.
Krillin takes it. Charlie, you've got Claudia Donovan from Warehouse 13, Elise Pearson from Dan Versus, Driz Doerden from Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms, or Detective Juliet O'Hara from Psych.
Let's go with Juliet O'Hara.
Okay. Detective Juliet O'Hara versus Herman Munster. Babysitting.
Herman Munster does have kids,
And he's a great dad and great father figure.
and this isn't exactly an Addams Family sort of situation where it's slightly dangerous to keep your kids with them.
Mhm.
They are
No,
actually,
the Munsters are really wholesome.
yeah.
And Juliet would do a decent job, but some crazy shenanigans would happen in the meantime, and she'd lose the kid, or there'd be a murder or something.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
going
she
to be a
would
surprise
do
win for
well.
Herman, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Okay. Now, what if it's babysitting while wearing raw eggs they're not allowed to break? So, like, imagine a mocap suit, but instead of, like, ping pong balls, they're eggs.
I think that might change it, actually, because Herman is
Not delicate.
more bumpy. Yeah, he's not delicate.
Very frequently crashes through things.
Hmm.
Oh, why? Why is that a thing? A mocap suit made of eggs?
I think it goes to Juliet now.
Okay. If he's not allowed to break them, is he allowed to boil himself?
I mean, he could, but that would be slightly dangerous for the kids, and also...
Well, the
take
kids
time
aren't in
away from
there.
them.
He's not holding the
No.
child. He's not wearing one of those, like, baby
No,
harnesses.
but he'd have to
But-
get in the water.
So,
But you'd have a boiling hot tub or something that the kids would be around.
hot
And
bath.
also,
Yeah.
Lock the door.
And
They're not cats. They can't get under the cracks in the doors.
they don't have to get in there. He'd be leaving them unattended for a while, and they could get into all sorts
How
of
long
shit.
does it take to boil an egg? Alexa, how
2
long does
minutes.
it take to boil an egg?
To cook the perfect boiled egg, wait for the water to boil. Then add your eggs into the pan. Wait 4 minutes for a
4
soft
minutes.
boiled egg.
4
and 8
minutes.
minutes for a hard boiled egg. Times
You-
can also
shut up!
depend on the size of the egg.
Shut
So
up!
soft
Stop!
boiled for 4. So for 4 minutes, it's soft boiled. For it sounded like 10, it'd be hard boiled, and he'd probably want to hard boil them, which basically puts him out of commission for 10 minutes.
You're right.
And do you have any idea?
You are right.
The
You are
kinds of shit
absolutely
kids
right.
can get into
Kids
in
are
10 minutes.
insane.
It's also
I-
irrelevant because boiling an egg will do make it 20% stronger, but he's still crashing through a wall with them.
Tasty wall now.
Yeah, that
No,
point is
you're
the
right.
eggs are
Yeah,
not-
you're right. The eggs would take too long. The kids would get into trouble during the
So
boiling
Juliet, then?
process. Yeah.
All right, there's a reversal. TJ, you've got Yakko Warner from the Animaniacs, Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, Commander Badass from Manly Guys Doing Manly
From My
Things.
Little Pony, yeah.
Yeah. My Little Guys Doing My Little Things. And the Wet Bandits from Home Alone.
The Wet Bandits.
All right, Harry and Marv. The Wet Bandits versus Amy Rose.
Okay.
It's all your fault.
Marbles.
The one weakness of the Wet Bandits.
They've got way more than one weakness.
There's no argument.
Would Amy try to use her hammer here?
It doesn't matter. They wouldn't win.
Ugh. And then the marble just goes, boing.
The moment the Wet Bandits get anywhere near anyone's game arena when there's marbles, they would just be on the ground. They wouldn't be able to stand up. They wouldn't be able to do anything. Amy wins.
Honestly, I don't think they'd make it out of the locker room.
Yeah, just marbles everywhere.
All right. Amy Rose versus Detective Juliet O'Hara. Hangman.
I don't know much about Amy, but I know Juliet is a detective.
She can get quite
Good
angry.
at asking the right questions and sussing out the clues. And
Yeah, probably figuring out some patterns into, what this word looks like, how many letters. Really Sherlock Holmes it. Amy solves a lot of her problems either with romance or anger.
she was one of the central characters in the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Never seen it, never heard of it. I don't think it happened non-canon.
No, it's canon. It's like one of those like murder parties that you do, and it's Amy's birthday, and she helps you solve it as well.
Still seems like Juliet to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
word puzzles.
Detective Juliet O'Hara versus the Borg Queen. Synchronized swimming.
Don't put
Juliet.
your electronics in water.
All right, red team, Detective Juliet O'Hara and Amy Rose. Black team, the Borg Queen and Paul Atreides.
I don't know what happens when you do get a Borg Queen wet. Don't they multiply?
She's already kind of wet. Like she's always dripping with
She's
sweat.
glistening, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of sweaty.
I don't think the Borg would have that vulnerability of water. It'd be a little too easy.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
Yeah, imagine
And I
if
think
if that was always the way to beat a Borg, they just never thought of it because they're in
Right.
space.
Like that. Wow, what a world! What a world!
Just splash somebody with a bucket of water, they short out and dissolve.
Then the entire Borg army just retreats. Like they figured it out. Run! But no,
Just chase them down the corridor with a garden hose.
I think Amy Rose and Juliet O'Hara have very similar personalities and could probably do a decent job of this. But the Borg Queen is like a perfectly precise, almost mechanical being, and Paul Atreides is also a perfectly precise
Mechanical
superhuman
being.
being.
Yeah.
So then, does that lend itself to a good show? Because a lot of times, like when you're doing things like synchronized swimming, that's a dance, and usually you want some kind of artistic expression. You
I
want
think
some
it would
kind of
lack heart.
passion in there.
I don't think it would because the thing about the Borg Queen is she's a manipulator. She's good at manipulating people. She's good at putting on a show. And Paul Atreides is not just a superhuman being. He's also able to sell himself as a savior figure. He is also an extremely charismatic being who knows what people enjoy.
Do you
He
think
also
they'd be
puts on a
trying
show.
to outdo each other?
I don't think so. They also don't have. I mean, the Borg Queen has some ego for sure, but not the same kind of way. Not
I
that
think-
petty kind of ego.
I think he just wouldn't take her shit trying to manipulate him and they wouldn't get on.
Well, of course they wouldn't get on, but they would do the job really well. Well, one thing about the Dune setting is that there are no robots. There's no machines. Because in the history of the Dune setting, there's a massive war with artificial intelligence. So the Borg actually represent everything that Paul Atreides' entire culture is built to prevent. But I don't see it coming into play here.
Would it not?
He doesn't act rashly, really.
Would he place winning the contest above that kind of existential objection?
Yeah, because he gets handled afterward.
I will agree with that. The greater good. He's used to that sort of thinking. He'll do what he has to do to get it done, whether he agrees with it or not.
Well, he might not get another chance later.
He can also kind
Why,
of
is he
see
going
the
to get
future.
eaten by a sandworm or something?
Well, no, but they get they get sequestered again. It's not like they're
They get put in their own little pods and sent back to their universe.
yeah.
Shot into wormholes. And he's spending all his time trying not to be shot into wormholes. Sand
I
wormholes.
think it's Paul and the Borg Queen.
I don't agree, but I kind of do. It would definitely be. It wouldn't be very entertaining, but it definitely would be a show, at least. So yeah,
Like,
give it to them.
I don't know if it would be the same kind of entertaining, but it would be deeply impressive.
I didn't realize that today was Speedway Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 6th vehicle that's blared their engine driving by in the
You got
last
some very angry bees out there.
couple hours. Yeah.
Please.
Let's go for
All right.
Paul and the Borg.
All right,
That's
the
a
Borg
series.
Queen advances then. Charlie, you've got Crying Man Rembrandt Brown from Sliders, Ignacio from Nacho Libre, Isabella Garcia Shapiro from Phineas and Ferb, or Charmy B from Sonic the Hedgehog.
We do need
Let's
more
take a
bees.
Okay.
What? What? We just bees. We needed bees.
Not as committed to the bid as you are, apparently.
Bees.
Here is your ditch. Dr. Mark Sloan from Diagnosis Murder, Nani Pelikai from Lilo and Stitch, or Jeff Probst from Survivor.
Let's go with Nani.
Okay. Nani Pelikai versus Dave Lister, Balloon Animals.
Okay. Where is Lilo and Stitch set?
Hawaii.
See, if you said Fiji, that probably would have really played into the Red Dwarf theme. Maybe Lister would have tried it for a bit. I can't think of any particular reason he'd ever do it.
No, I think Nani has tried a bunch of jobs at least. I don't think she'd be amazing at it, but she would at least do something eventually.
Yeah.
Unless there's no motivation.
No, unless it's survival.
All
Then,
right. So Nani then?
yeah.
All right. Nani Pelikai versus Chester Cheetah, Wipeout.
Oh, that's totally her game.
You think?
She spends all her time near the sea.
She does surf. She's pretty
Good
athletic.
sense of balance. Although a cheetah, also good sense of balance. Maybe not with
Chester
that face.
has
but-
done some extreme sports before, or at least, he's done some skateboarding and
He does have
that kind
a
of
weird
stuff.
shape, though. Very unbalanced.
Yeah.
Very aerostatic.
I mean, he will fall over.
You can't really believe he's in that much good shape with all the Cheetos he eats.
That's another one for Pelican Girl.
All right. Nani takes it. Charlie, you just picked. TJ,
Yeah.
you've got Artie, the strongest man in the world from The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Jimmy Carr, the comedian, Buster Bunny from Tiny Toon Adventures, or a Franken-turret from Portal.
I want to get that Franken turret back in.
Okay, a Franken-turret. A Franken-turret versus Captain Hook. Ghost hunting.
Okay, so Franken turret. It's got two sort of turrets stuck together inside a cube, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got two heads, which
Two
may or
heads.
may not be better than one.
With two eyes, which are essentially cameras to pick
Yeah.
up.
So like
Ghosts.
binocular vision.
Yeah.
Do you think those cameras are advanced enough to have like heat sensing?
I mean, they sense you. They sense a person. They've got to sense that somehow. They only ever seem to shoot things that are you, the player character. So they don't shoot other.
Well, the
turrets.
Franken turrets don't.
Well, they don't. No, but they. You'd imagine they'd have some sort of software from their original form in them to like sense heat or like particular movement or like human shapes or whatever. They would have something in there to get
Some tracking
this.
software. That
Yeah,
kind of
something.
software would be exactly the kind of thing that ghost hunters use to try and track ghosts.
Essentially, yeah,
Spot or heat signatures or something.
something like that.
infrared.
Yeah,
And Captain Hook would be going just purely on vibes.
I imagine ghosts exist in his world, so probably not. He wouldn't have much point. It's like, what? Why? We know they exist. Why do you want a ghost? What are you hunting the ghost for? There's no meat on a ghost. Why would you want it?
But I think by the kind of traditional ghost hunting techniques we know about today, it'd have to be the Franken turret.
So
The
a Franken
speed-
turret then. But now what if it's ghost hunting on a slow conveyor belt?
It makes them more mobile and able to spot more areas.
Just-
Normally, it's sit there.
The ghost is on a conveyor belt.
All right, so Franken turret then.
Yeah.
All right, a Franken turret versus Gandalf. World domination.
Gandalf's not interested in world domination.
No, but he could. He'd be better at it than a Franken turret.
He could, but he wouldn't do it. It's just not his area of. I mean, yeah, he's got the power. He can definitely do it.
We
But
need to
would
sort out
he?
what does this look like? What does this look like as a competition, Rob?
Okay, so you've got a year. Whoever basically has more influence on the world, or specifically the people therein, is the winner.
So not necessarily a negative world domination.
Not necessarily, but the tighter the grip, the higher the score.
The word domination is in there.
I think Gandalf would target influential people and become their mentor and be able to advise them and coerce them and manipulate things from behind the scenes. I think the Franken turret at best could become like an Instagram celebrity.
Maybe.
Dominate the world in the way that like Hello Kitty does.
No, I'm thinking more like a popular Instagram pet.
Sort of like how Pokemon is this world-spanning phenomenon. The same with the Franken turret. It's just
No,
become
not at all.
this.
I'm talking about like a single Instagram pet among many. So like 190,000 followers is what I'm talking of, who only follow them on Instagram, and that's about all they got. Because they're not particularly adorable. Some people find them cute. Gandalf would know to go for influential people, would be able to manipulate them in ways that were not overtly negative.
I agree, but I just don't think he would do it.
He would do that though. He wouldn't like dominate the world, but he would.
That's the
Reach a point that he
competition
could-
though. Domination.
I mean, there are multiple ways to do it, is the point. Like, just like how in Civilization, there's multiple ways to take over the world. There's the economic and cultural and military victories, among others. There are multiple avenues toward it here. And in the end result, yes, demagoguery will score you higher for this. But it's not strictly necessary, especially when your opponent doesn't engage in it.
The only thing that the Franken turret would do is threaten to shoot people, and I just don't see that as.
Would you want to get shot by a Franken turret?
I mean, it would be a completely empty threat. They're not loaded.
No. But you don't know that. You've never seen this thing before. This thing comes towards you, threatening you, making its
Then
little
eventually
chirping
someone would
noises.
shoot
I'd be like, oh, okay.
It just slowly
Hops towards.
slowly hopping toward you.
Yeah. I'd bow down to it.
I think people would film it and put it on social media, and it would be
Instagram
seen as
celebrity.
And it would
adorable.
dominate the world that way.
Yeah.
I'm going for the cube.
But I think Gandalf would be more effective domination.
I think I will always have to go for this cube because it's you don't know what it's doing. You don't know what it's thinking.
All right. If Charlie is going for Gandalf and TJ is going for the Franken turret, then it's up to me to break the tie. Yes, I do think that social media influence is pretty good for this. It's not as good as political puppetry. And I think Gandalf would definitely be a lot better at that. So I'm going Gandalf.
What's if he had the ring? That'd be even way worse.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me, Frodo.
Gandalf versus Nani Pelikai. Pokemon training, as adjudicated by a battle. They got
One of
6
them
months.
into the Pokemon. Several of them.
How many people were in the Fellowship of the Ring?
It's like 9, wasn't it?
9 in total. Yeah.
Okay, that's too many. Okay. I was just thinking,
But-
go, Gimli!
Just like capture all his friends in Pokeballs. That'd
Yeah.
be so mean. I mean, it's kind of mean
He's just
anyway.
been doing world
'cause
domination. You think that's below him? What kind of Pokemon would he have? Probably Ghost and Psychic and
Ghost type? I mean, he is a wizard.
Fire.
He's very much a fire wizard, though.
Can you capture the Balrog?
If he could, that'd be a thing. I kind of doubt it.
Nani Palakai, I think it would just be all Alolan Pokemon because it's all Hawaii.
She would have
Um,
Stitch.
Stitch,
He's
yeah.
not a Pokemon.
No, but he's very powerful though, isn't he? How do you know that's not a
No,
Pokemon?
they're
If he doesn't
they're
show up
set
in the
loose
Pokedex,
in like
maybe.
the Kanto region.
I mean, yeah, there's a region that's very similar to Hawaii, isn't it?
the Alola
That's
region.
the Alolan.
If we
Uh,
open all the doors, let anything fly, then we've got Gandalf with a Balrog as his primary Pokemon, and Nani with Stitch as her primary Pokemon. So the contest really is Stitch versus a Balrog in a fist fight.
Except
think
it really isn't, because they can't use those. Those aren't Pokemon.
I think we're going to have to do this. I think it's going to be Stitch versus the Balrog in a fist fight. I mean, they're big fists for a Balrog. And doesn't it have this
Yeah.
weird sort of tongue tail sort of thing going on?
But Stitch is fireproof. Stitch is almost immune to damage. Stitch can deal a huge amount of damage. I think it'd be Stitch. But going back to the Pokemon thing, who's more inspiring to people? Who's more capable of creating a family and friendship and training the creatures?
Is the answer Gandalf? I think Nani
I would
Pelikai
think
is
so.
probably much better at that, actually. She is a nanny. It's like naming someone Kitchen. They
And
immediately
Gandalf
become a
is like-
kitchen.
Gandalf doesn't exactly inspire. He kind of like sees the best in people and brings it out of them, which is nice. Almost often against their will, though.
Yeah, but is that a bad
That
thing?
is a lot of Pokemon, though. That's a lot of what you do in Pokemon, at least in the
I think it's-
animated series.
I think it's Gandalf, because you look at where let's take the 4 hobbits. You look at where they started. The 5 hobbits, if you include Bilbo, and where they got to by the end. Huge
Yeah, they-
improvements in their social standing and their heroism.
Yeah, they didn't exactly enjoy it. It wasn't really in the spirit of the Pokemon world, was it? Going on a death-defying, perilous, horrible mission.
But they didn't resent him over it either. On the other hand, he can be grouchy.
He
can
fucked off.
really go along with-
He wasn't
He
in
never
it
really
for
got
a long time. He basically abandoned them. I don't think that's as a good person as a Pokemon trainer.
That could be true.
I'm going for Nanny for this one because she would look
I'll
after them.
say Aragorn did a lot of that training too, and was much more of an inspiring leader.
They all disbanded for a little while. Wasn't it? Merry and Pippin were off doing their own stuff. Frodo and other guy,
Nanny-
Samwise, that's his name.
Right.
They did all the hard work.
Yeah, and if you've seen the Lilo and Stitch series, Nani has kind of amassed this very bizarre household.
Of strange creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, Nani.
All right. Nani versus Team Rocket. Speaking of Pokemon,
Yes.
it's a stealth mission.
They do sneak up on Ash all the time. Now, that might just be Ash being an idiot, not really noticing, but they do always seem to sneak up on him, and they have the disguises all the time. It always
Ash
works.
was like, what, a 12-year-old kid for 36 years?
I think he was 11. I think 11 you get a bit like Harry Potter, you go to Hogwarts. So when Ash went to Hogwarts, he must have been 11. So-
Yeah, I'd imagine that would make him fairly easy to sneak up on. Kids are always distracted with their own stuff.
They're also not super like they have to make a big show out of everything. They're kind of more aesthetically interested than efficiency. And Nani can do anything. Nani's pretty. We determined she's athletic and agile. She certainly is not a blabbermouth or loud, distractible person.
I just think we've seen Team Rocket do this way more than her.
I've not seen Team Rocket enough to say for sure, but from what I have seen, I don't see them being so capable of that kind of thing.
Believe me, they're not convincing, but they're convincing to the people that they are trying to deceive.
I wonder
see
how
it.
much of them is Ash being stupid, how much of them is Ash just not seeing them as a threat worth thinking about.
Well, no, he does always fall for it. That's the thing. And then
Well, he-
they do the whipping the fabric across. So they go, Team Rocket. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Well, you don't do that in a stealth mission. You don't suddenly reveal yourself.
I mean,
No, but
Ash
they-
is
but the point-
particularly gullible.
The point is, they didn't notice up to that point. They were still under the impression that this mysterious stranger was Mr. Jiminy the caretaker or whatever.
Let's say this. There's the 3 of us watching just some kind of like area, right? We're in there, we're walking around, we're doing whatever. And we've got these guys trying to go in and get a thing and leave with it. Who is going to be able to do that without getting spotted? Or at least, getting spotted fewer times.
I think it's Nani to me.
I think it's Team Rocket.
So you think Team Rocket would be able to get past you better?
Yeah, because up until the point they reveal themselves, I wouldn't know who they are.
You think you're as gullible as Ash?
It always works. It always
On
works.
Ash.
It doesn't matter who they are. It always works.
It works because the other people don't know who they are, and Ash is an idiot.
You say that, but not every single person knows that they're an idiot. I don't know I'm an idiot.
But is that actually their skill, or is that just a genre gimmick?
We're not going into the details of the fact that the genre has made it so that every single person doesn't know that someone with a stupid moustache on isn't the person that they say they are. It's just a fact of their characters.
All right.
When they disguise themselves as anyone, they can get past anywhere.
So Charlie, you're
Ash would be
saying Nani. TJ, you're saying Team Rocket.
Yes.
There are 3 of them that can be both a help and a hindrance. They can split up. They can, do whatever is needed to get someone to the thing without getting spotted too much.
Distraction tactics.
But there's also much more chance to get spotted along the way. And I think that sheer fact alone, plus the fact that they're not facing a team of Ashes, is helping Nani here. So I'm
Doesn't
going Nani.
matter. It's not just Ash. There's Misty and Brock as well, and all the other
They're
people
not
that they
bright
meet.
too.
They
And Brock has his eyes permanently closed. That doesn't make him a good example.
Professor Oak falls
All
for
right.
it. All the professors
Over
end
here-
up falling for it, and they know.
Re-entering the tournament is our previous champion, King T'Challa of Wakanda, to face Odo Fizzbuzz.
This again.
Yep. This again.
Okay, so Odo, I wouldn't say he's the most technically minded when it comes to patterns, but he does have a mind for patterns. Like, he's not going to be hacking computers and being super intelligent like that, but when it comes to recognizing a sequence or a sequence of numbers or events, he can deduce. He is a detective, essentially.
I do think he'd be good at it. I think T'Challa would be better, though. I think just based on a Wakandan education, especially that of a prince.
They are very
He's
intelligent
active.
people, yes.
But that kind of number control, I think, would be something he would be really good at. Not like it wouldn't be a challenge for him at all.
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, give it to him.
Okay. King T'Challa versus Krillin. Vampire hunting.
Again, they'd both probably be pretty competent.
Krillin has
Krillin
that sort
is-
of bumbling personality, doesn't he? Just a little bit.
Only compared to the rest of the cast of Dragon Ball Z. They're all apocalyptically strong and fast and agile and smart and all that bullshit. So,
And so if
Krillin,
that makes him quite
however-
bumbling, then if everyone is like that except him.
not compared to the rest of humanity. Compared to the rest of humanity, Krillin is practically a god. Krillin has survived getting kicked through a mountain where no other human would be able to do that, even if they were wearing a suit that absorbs kinetic energy. That suit would easily get overloaded.
I see there being three aspects of vampire hunting. One is obviously fighting them physically, and Krillin would have an advantage there, but vampires usually aren't so powerful that T'Challa would have a problem there either. So that one's even with an advantage to Krillin. Two, the investigation part. Actually finding the vampire, tracking them down to their lair. And I would give an edge to T'Challa there, but the last one would be resisting their manipulations. And I don't know much about Krillin, but I think he's kind of a dummy.
He does look like the kind, doesn't he?
I imagine Krillin probably wouldn't fall under a vampire's spell, but
what
he
about
might
just
just buy what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like, you should let me go. I'm not a vampire at all.
What
Oh, well, my
kind of-
mistake. And just
What-
walks off.
What kind of vampire hunting are we talking about? Are we talking like Buffy the Vampire Slayer style, where it's literally just minions coming at you and you've got to punch them in the face or they will bite you?
No, I think vampire hunting is more like you're actually going out and having to go into a town that's being attacked by a vampire, find out who the vampire is, where they're living.
Right, okay. I feel like that's T'Challa.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Krillin would just get it wrong.
King T'Challa of Wakanda versus Smog the Magnificent. Wabbit season.
Oh, image in my brain. He gets...
Ow!
That happens. And
That fell
just goes-
directly.
into the ground and just rabbits pop up.
That fell directly onto my bare foot, and the twist has disappeared.
No twist.
The chips have separated, and the twist is gone.
Who'd you say would do that, GJ?
T'Challa. Kinetic energy into the ground. All the rabbits pop out the holes.
And then what?
And then obviously he has to then scoop them up.
I think Smog could incinerate the whole acre,
I
Well,
suppose.
preferably
roast rabbit?
the woods survive.
preferably. But is that a requirement?
Not necessarily.
I could see it applying a penalty if they don't.
I think you can take the penalty.
Yeah, but you still have to dig them out and get them. It'd take time. It'd take a lot of time. And then he's sifting through the dirt. Does that look like a
Does he
rabbit
have
to
to
you? I'm just sitting because Smaug's so big. If he just, sees a hole and just goes like that, fire, and then he's just like, I mean, it's hunting. He's meant to get them and collect them.
Yeah, generally you want to remove the wabbits from the woods.
That will move the woods from existence.
Remove the woods from the rabbits. Yeah, I'm thinking
don't
revealing
know if I
them
see
and
how
then nabbing them was. I mean, I think the nabbing would be a bit of a harder thing to do once they're up because they could just go straight back down. But he does have the ability to just pop them straight back up again.
I don't see how that works.
Kinetic energy into the ground, make a little sort of earthquake. cartoon style.
That's not how that works, though.
But it's fantasy
be-
technology. It might
It is,
work,
but
you
it
don't
has
know.
rules.
If Smaug has to actually gather them all up, that would take more time, and he would also burn the forest to do it. I think T'Challa would need to rely on more traditional techniques to draw the rabbits out and gather them up. And I think he could. And you're pointing out that Smaug would be so tedious in being able to get all the rabbits actually corralled up, even if he cooked them first. I think that puts it in T'Challa's favor for me.
My point is, he's able to take that energy and then pump it into the ground, and then that could just go... Kinetic energy. It's impacts, and if you make an impact into the ground, you make a small
Crater.
localized
I see what you're
earthquake.
saying.
Or crater, yeah, crater might work.
I see what you're saying. It's very cartoony, and I don't see that as being what would actually happen.
It is, I will agree. It's very cartoony, but this is Marvel.
But either way, I think it would be T'Challa because either that nonsense or either he just uses more traditional techniques and gets the rabbits out there.
So, sounds like T'Challa then?
I'm going
Yep.
with that.
All right, making another deep run. King T'Challa versus the Borg Queen versus Smaug the Magnificent versus Detective Juliet O'Hara. Bingo.
It's luck based.
It is.
It's entirely
There is
luck based. So
It's not entirely. I'd say it's about 90% luck based and 10% observation.
yeah, but even if you get it, like if you're like, I can't find 15. I can't find 15. Just remember 15. And you go, oh, there it is. Right, I got 15. Bingo.
Right, but somebody else might beat you to it in that time.
Okay, so we did this with Charlie Brown, didn't we? And he ended up not winning because of his luck. It's all luck based. So let's think about the luck of each character. Borg Queen, I wouldn't say luck really is in her favor when it comes to victories, but she definitely always has the upper hand.
He's got some kind of algorithmically based thing, I think.
She'd be able to
just had
count the
I
balls from a distance.
She might even be able to see them coming and have a lead on which one popping out first before it gets called out. And she would have an instant reaction, instantaneous reaction speed to when it was announced, and wouldn't have to look for it.
It's just such a wholesome image of her just like, sitting there and then just going, bingo! Just the Borg Queen doing bingo.
My other thought is Smaug would be really into it because he likes winning and he likes competitions.
Yeah, his little
Does he
sort
like
of
numbers?
dabber thing would just be filled with the blood of dwarfs.
Nobody's particularly any more lucky than anyone else here, that I think.
Who else have we got?
King T'Challa, Smaug the Magnificent, the Borg Queen, Detective Juliet O'Hara.
I think it's got to be the Borg Queen just because she can work the numbers so quickly.
Yeah,
It would have to be an edge over time, but it would make a difference.
How's her luck?
she gets a lot of. She does get kind of lucky, but she's always eventually defeated by the good of the Federation. But like, this isn't a life or death situation, so I think she does have the upper hand here.
Mm-hmm.
With technology and quicker reflexes, the ability to scan the environment and determine micro changes in all sorts of different aspects of the world around her. She's a very high-tech piece of technology covered in grease.
Well-oiled machine.
She's a well-oiled machine, indeed.
So you're saying Borg Queen, Charlie?
I'm going for the Borg Queen. with
All
this
right. Then the Borg Queen bingos her way into the final to face Nani Pelikai.
Nani is in the final? Wow.
First to take two contests is our new champion. First up, Spaceship Salvaging.
Not even fair.
Let's just hold
In
on for a
particular, I'm
second there.
imagining a setup like in Hard Space.
How do I get in? Where's the entrance? Is it at the back? The Borg Queen wouldn't do it that way. Obviously, the options would be there, but she just needs to inject into a wall, and the nanites will do the work for her.
Yeah.
That's
So, like,
her.
whoever has the most valuable salvage.
The nanites
at the
work
end
on
of,
a molecular level as well, so she would be able to get the most out of whatever.
They wouldn't just like completely break it down. They
Well, they could
No, she'd
break
have
it
that
down
like
and then
precise
bring it
cuts.
back.
She'd have that ship
Okay.
flying in under her perfect control in an hour.
And cube-shaped.
Oh, good. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, it's a go-kart race.
Inject into go-kart, go fast.
No, I don't think it's got computers. It would have to be mechanical.
It's not necessarily computer stuff that she interacts with. She can do mechanical as well.
I
don't think that would
modifying
expect the
go-kart
speed.
would
It's
have
kind of got a
to be
maximum.
Yeah.
I think they're just taking normal go-kart and trying to drive it. And she would be a good pilot, but I think Nani would have more of that heroic spirit that would be the kind of thing that would foil the Queen.
I think the Queen would be far too mean. In fact, she probably might get herself disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could be too.
Okay.
I think Nani.
All right. So Nani then. But what if it's a go-kart race atop a moving train?
Not really many curves to go round, unless the train itself is going round a curve.
Get from the end of the train to the front of the train. You don't have to worry about tunnels, but you may have to worry about signs.
The
has the advantage of being totally fearless here.
and possibly able to manipulate her body in ways that Nani couldn't. She is detachable.
That sounds painful.
I'm now imagining a comedy cartoon situation where she doesn't notice the tunnel coming, and it's just her with her stalk, like splat into the side of the tunnel. But no, she would already have like scanned the route. She'd know.
Well, the train is moving, so as
She'd
it goes, you're encountering new
But
terrain.
she'd already have known. She can
The
see
more
ahead.
complicated hazards and terrain and difficulties and calculations, I think this gives the advantage to the Borg Queen, sadly.
Mm.
Okay.
Nani would be worried about falling off the edge, as she should be.
All right. So that's a reversal, and it goes to the Borg Queen. But does she get the sweep? The last contest is tag. So that's the Borg Queen versus Nani Pelikai versus King T'Challa versus Team Rocket.
That's T'Challa. No one can compete with his agility there.
Yeah, he's too avoidable. Not avoidable. He's got the avoid.
He's evasive.
Yeah, he's evasive. That's
He's
good
agile.
words.
Evasive AF.
Mm.
All right. So, before we wrap things up, where can folks find more from you guys? Charlie.
You can find me at the Fire Thieves Studio on Facebook or on my website, where I sell art, books that I've written, distressed objects, toys and accessories, and LARP equipment, like boffers and that kind of thing.
TJ.
Twitch.tv/TJ Pownell. I haven't streamed in a month because I have moved and I am very ill. You can find all my stuff on there. Everything leads from there. If you want to keep up, there's also a Discord on there. Again, links on the Twitch channel.
All right, and if you liked this and want to see more, give this video a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find more of our projects at raspberrygrenade.games, and you can find bonus videos, exclusive content on Patreon. The Borg Queen outraced and out-salvaged Nani Pelikai. She got luckier at bingo than King T'Challa. She swam more gracefully than Detective Juliet O'Hara, helped defuse a bomb more effectively than Paul Atreides, and shot more clay pigeons than Morn. That's why the Borg Queen is our new champion. She will be back next time to face 31 new competitors, because this is still anyone's game.
Anyone's game.
Anyone's Game is a production and trademark of Raspberry Grenade Games, copyright 2025, all rights reserved.